Hey folks, y'all bear with me just a second. I forgot my camera, so I'm using my phone to make this video. Hang on, I'm gonna roll you back a little bit. Well, maybe that's too much. Dang it. I think it's good enough right there. There we go. Yeah, right there. Probably gonna cut the top of my head off, but it'll be alright. I took my family to a state park over the weekend, and I don't care too much for going to parks. I'd rather be out here where there ain't nobody around. But I had my grandkids, so we went to a state park where we assumed that it would be safer for them. Well, it's a state park we've been going to for years and years. On the second night of staying there, me and Steven and my brother, we was walking around the park, and it was real late at night, and Steven had to stop by the restroom, and there was a guy that wanted him to come in the bathroom with him, and an older man, well, I say older, he's 40s, I guess, something like that, whatever, but anyways, Steven, he didn't go in the bathroom. He came back and he told me, and I said, well, maybe he just meant go ahead and go on in or something like that, just being courteous. So I forgot all about it, and then after we got back to the camp, a little while later, all the women was out of the tents, and they was talking about a guy that had been walking back and forth in front of our camp. And as they was telling me about it, he came walking up, and Steven said, Daddy, that's the same man that I was telling you about. I said, okay. Well, the guy walked all the way up into our camp, and I said, Buck, can I help you with something? He says, no, I'm trying to find my camp. I said, well, it's pretty obvious this ain't it. You need to get yourself on down the trail there. Okay. Well, he left, and then, I don't know, 30 minutes later, he was back. But I watched him come back that time. He came up real slow. Well, I watched his light, and then the light stopped and went off, and I seen him squat down behind a tree. And I said, yeah. And he was real close to our camp at that point. And so I said, well, that's it. And I walked over to him, and when I got right up on him, he stood up real quick, and he says, look, I don't want no trouble now. I said, well, Hot Rod, you just got trouble. I said, what the hell are you doing over here snooping around like this? I told you I'm just trying to find my camp. I said, you better get to stepping is what you need to do before I put my foot in your ass. I'm going to cut you 3 different ways, long, deep, and wide. Look, I don't want no trouble. I don't want no trouble. Please don't get me in trouble. I said, you just met trouble, and you scaring the hell out of these women, and I got a bunch of kids in there. I said, you need to get your ass on. And then, what I thought about it, it just really irked me that he was sneaking up like that. And then I got mad as hell, and I told him, I said, you know what, I think I'm just going to beat hell out of you. I said, you ain't nothing but a damn pervert. You didn't know there was men around here, and you slipping around here with these, trying to get up here with these women. And I told him, I said, let's just go on back to your camp. I was trying to be calm about it. You know, I'd get mad, I'd calm down, and so I told him, I said, I'm going to walk with you. And that way I know you'll make it back. Alright, well, we walked all the way back up to the bathrooms. It wasn't his camp. There ain't nobody camping in the bathroom. Well, I told him, I said, you don't know what in the hell are you doing. So I'm just going to go ahead and call the police. So I did that. Called the police. He said, please don't call the cops. Please don't do that. I said, well, it's too late. You done got me concerned for the safety of my family and everything, and I don't know what your sick ass has got in mind. So anyways, it was 5 or 6 cops came out there, and they got to question him, and his story, nothing matched up about his story. He told 3 or 4 different stories. First, he was camping with some buddies. Then he was camping by himself. Then he was camping with his wife and daughter. And it just, nothing matched up. And I told him, I said, y'all just go ahead and turn your head. I think I will. I'm just going to go ahead and whoop hell out of him now. And they said, no, you can't do that. We're going to take him to jail. And so they took him. Well, first they was going to let him go because they couldn't really charge him for anything. And I said, no, he's been drinking. You can get him for public intoxication because it's a dry county. And they said, well, that really ain't, you know. I said, all right, tell you what, go ahead and let him go. But when he walks back up on my camp here in a little while, y'all can send a hearse out here after him because I'm going to cut him up for fish bait. And they said, all right. And I told Stephen, I said, come on, bud. And, whenever I was leading that man up there, they heard me holler, and Stephen come running up there with his big old knife. He's ready to slice that man up. I said, what you doing, buddy? He said, that man touches you, Daddy. I'm getting a hold of him. I said, all right, buddy. Well, thank you for the concern, but I got it. But anyways, so they took him back to his camp. He was actually camping there. And they took him back to his camp, and about 10 minutes later, they all come hauling ass down through there after they left. They come hauling ass back, and I was standing out there at the edge of the campground, and one of them seen me, and he stopped. And he said, you know, Tom, we think we're just going to go ahead and take him to jail after all. We got thinking and talking about it. We're not going to let him stay. I said, all right, that's a good idea. So before this happened, Stephen was hiding out in the edge of the woods, and it was dark. And I got to looking for him, and I was hollering for him, and I couldn't find him, and I got scared. And then when he finally did come out, I got on to him, you know, scolded him a little bit. I said, "Buddy, you can't do that. You don't know what kind of freaks are out here in this. There's some bad folks in this world. They'll snatch you up." I said, "You scared me. I thought something done happened." Well, then sure enough, an hour and a half later, that mess happens. And, you know, it's just, you can't go no stinking where anymore. A bunch of sick, perverted freaks in this world. You can't take your family camping. You can't even have a simple, clean, fun camping trip with your family. That's sad. You know, if I had it do over again, I'd cut his head plumb off his shoulders. That's exactly what I'd do. Just slice it off. Throw him in that creek. Mm. I try to be good to everybody. I try to be nice to everybody. I try to give everybody benefit, the doubt, whatever, you know. But that raggedy ass thing. He need his head cut off. He knowed he was up to no good, and who knows if I hadn't been awake or whatever, came back to the camp, who knows what he'd have done. You know, I don't know if he had been watching Stephen play out in those woods like that and was waiting for the opportunity. I'd have killed him. That's exactly what I'd have done. He'd have been dead. If you watching this and you're a sick ass pervert, defend this, and you by all means, you more than welcome to say something about it. If you don't like what I say, I'll give you my address. You can come talk to me about it. Well, anyway, I hate state parks. I go to them when I take my whole family. Me and Stephen, we come out here in the woods, and this is the way we like it. But I don't know. I try to make my videos fun, and all this, but I made this one so folks will be aware when they go to public places, like state parks and such as that. Uh, mm. They ought to make a law. You just kill them right there on the spot. Just kill them. I mean, it ought to. It ought to be a law. Just go ahead and kill them. There'll be a lot more safer children in this world. I'll tell you that. That man, he got me riled up. I tell you what, the old me'd still be beating the hell out of him right now. Sure would. But if you go, folks, if you go camping and you got some little ones, just keep an eye on them. And if they off playing, make sure they holler and say I'm okay every 5 or 10 minutes. There's just too many sick. Mm, just know that there's sick folks. They don't just hang out in big public. They in damn campgrounds now. You know, that's just. Mm-mm. Just watch your children. Men, watch your children and your women. Mm. I was on the other side of the river there earlier, but I didn't like it over there. I mean, I do like that spot, but the dang mosquitoes and gnats and everything was eating me up over there. I don't know why they ain't bothering me that bad over here, but they ain't. I'll show you what I did. Make sure we're still recording. Yeah, are we? Yeah, but look here. That's where I was at on that side over there. And ended up, like I said, bugs was eating me up over there, so I came over here. And I'm sitting on a pretty dang good hillside right here. Oh, shoot. I about just... I about fell in the river right there. Look, that's where I slipped. Spilt my dang tea. Yeah. Dug me a little trench in that sand there where I could set my chair up. And I put that, I don't know if you can see it, that skeeter net blind. I think it's a turkey blind, really. I believe that's probably what it is. But anyhow, I put my trekking poles up and draped it over them so I could, because the sun was just really beating on me. And It's a net. Yes, it does still slow the sun down. I got this dang tea all over me. But anyhow, folks, my hands are shaking. I'm still mad. I'm gonna get off here. I just had to want to give everybody that warning. You know, I'm sure most of you and all that, but you know, I already knew it. But you know, reality sure enough hit. All right. Well, I'm gonna get off here, folks. Y'all have a good day, and like I said, careful where you go. Later, folks.